Hey guys, welcome to Guitar Nutrition. Today we're going to be learning to play a song I've been enjoying recently, Come and Go by WRLD featuring Marshmello. I've taught this one to a bunch of students because it's got some cool techniques that we can apply. It may not be exactly how they played it when they were recording the song, but it works and it allows us to check out some cool little things on the guitar. So we're going to go over the picking part in the intro and the verse, how to play our major shape bar chords effectively to get the high E string for that. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff that's happening in the rhythm in the main part of the song and how it differs from the framework we usually have when we strum. And we're going to look at how the lead line later on in the song allows us to practice and utilize a rolling technique with our finger. The chord progression in this song does not change throughout the whole song. We're starting off with a D minor chord, which we're going to play as a bar chord. Then we're moving to a C major chord, which we can play as a bar chord, a G minor chord, which we can play as a bar chord, and a B major chord, which we can play as a bar chord. For this picking part in the intro, we're going to alter how we play those major shapes in the A string because we really need to hear that top note on the E string, and it's pretty much impossible to play this shape with this third finger doing the barring and also hear that note up there. You can do it, but it's really awkward. So we're going to do a workaround that's just as effective. Essentially, what we're going to do is play what looks like a 7th shape bar chord because we're not using that finger there, but it's not because we're actually muting with our first finger. So we're letting our first finger play the note on the A string and the note on the high E string, but we aren't pushing down hard and barring that middle note. We're letting it stay muted. Otherwise we get a 7th chord, which has a completely different vibe. There's tabs for all of this. If you click on the link in the description, you can head along to the Guitar Nutrition site and find all of the diagrams, but it'll also be on screen. So we're going to start off going, basically alternating the strings we're hitting. Got our D minor shape, we're just going to hit the A string, G string, D string, B string. Then we're going to drop to our C shape with that muted note and just strum. And then G minor. Just going to pick all those down. And then a B flat shape with the muted note and strum. I love this riff in the pre-chorus. It's what made me want to play this song in the first place. And it's got some cool stuff happening rhythmic. The first thing we want to do is notice the offbeat chord changes. We're starting with this D minor, and we're going to play all these as power chords now. I mean, we could play them as major chords. But it has an entirely different vibe. Power chords sound a lot more punk, a lot more rock. So, what we're going to do is focus on those hits first of all. We'll notice that we do have one chord per bar, but we've displaced the second bar. We've kind of pulled it forward half a beat. And this is important because it's going to alter how we strum. Normally, when we're strumming in kind of an 8th note framework, we go down on the beat and up on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's what we're doing for the majority of this pattern. 1, 2, 3 and down on the 3, up on the and. 1, 2, 3 and. You can see in the diagram we have X's to indicate we want muted strums. Those muted strums are really important in this track because it just adds something fun to the rhythm. So there we've got a typical 8th note framework. But then we come in half a beat early with the next bar. Now normally on the 4 and, which is the beat that we're talking about, we'd be doing an up strum. That would look like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. But if you listen to it, I'm fairly sure it's not an up strum. It doesn't sound like an up strum. And it feels more natural to me to do a down strum on that beat, even though we're breaking the rules and doing a strum in a direction we shouldn't be, considering that it's the 4 and beat. So why can we do this? Well, like I said earlier, we're essentially taking the beat that was on the one that was supposed to be a down strum, and we're pulling it forward into the preceding bar. We're taking it half a beat earlier. So we're breaking the rules, but there's a specific reason why we're breaking the rules. Because down strums and up strums actually sound different. Here's a down strum. Here's an up strum. It's a small difference, but it does sound different. So what we want to do is go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then bring it early and on the end. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now, we don't want to get all jerky with our motion as we do this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. You don't want to kind of stop at the top of that motion. We still want to keep it flowing. So you'll notice I try not to stop the movement of my arm as I play that down strum half a beat early. And as we get more advanced with strumming patterns and rhythms, we can start to go in and out of different frameworks, and that's okay. When we're first starting out and doing rhythm patterns and stuff, we want to stick to the framework as much as possible because that's how we learn what it feels like to strum particular rhythms. But as we get more confident with them, we can break the rules and kind of flow in and out of them a little bit more. So that down strum, we're actually kind of borrowing that from a 16th note framework instead of an 8th note framework. It's breaking the rules, but it does come from somewhere. Got some more muted notes there, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. That's the first two beats, first two bars. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And another down strum there. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, those last two hits, the and 4, they're both down strums. It sounds like they're down strums in the recording, and that's breaking the rules again, because an and in our 8th note framework should be an up strum. So what we're doing here is borrowing some of the rhythm patterns from a 16th note framework where we go 1 E and a, 2 E and a, where we have down strums on the note and the and, or on the number and the and. So all together, we've got this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's pretty sick. I love that rhythm. It's dope. This last lead line we're going to play up here in pattern 1. This allows us to use and practice a finger rolling technique. You can get away without doing this technique in this song, but it's a good opportunity to practice it, so we're going to. You can check out the tab in the description or follow along on the screen, but it looks like this. If you weren't going to do the finger rolling, you would play the note on the B string and then jump up to the note on the G string. Now, if we're playing it how it sounds on the track, there's actually a gap between those notes, which is why you'd want to do finger rolling in the first place, to get rid of that gap, because there's no way we can jump between two strings in the same fret with the same finger cleanly. It doesn't work. So finger rolling would allow us to get rid of that gap. However, there is the gap in the track, so if we're trying to play it as closely to the track as we can, we want that gap there. But I still think finger rolling allows us to play it more cleanly and transfer from one string to the other without accidentally kind of hitting any bung notes along the way. So when we're finger rolling, what we want to do is put our first finger down in exactly the right spot. The G string's still muted, but we put our first finger down in exactly the right spot so that when we roll it up, when we lift it, we're now playing the G string with good fretting position, good tips of fingers, all of that kind of thing. Now, if you aren't sure where to put your finger for the finger rolling, start with the note you're going to, and then roll it back down. And you should be muting that G string now. But you should get a sense of what it feels like, and then you can think, oh, okay, I have to have my finger there, so you've got to aim for that spot when you roll it up. Now, as an extra bonus, here's a few things that I've been doing that aren't in the track that are just fun to do when you're playing this song. So sometimes in the verse, instead of playing that part, I've been kind of using my whammy bar to do some crazy little bends. So I'll be like, I don't know, just stuff like that. And then in the chorus, what you can do, I don't know, just land up and down on that thing for fun times. So, that is how you play Come and Go by WRLD featuring Marshmello. I think it's a dope track. It's got some really cool guitar in it. And even though we may not have played it exactly how it is in the track, we utilized some really cool techniques, and it's a great way for us to practice some of those techniques. If you prefer playing it another way, that's dope. Let me know in the comments how you go about playing riffs on this song. Well, that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed playing this song. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if there's anything else you would like to learn about. I'm going to be doing videos regularly on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, like the video, and we'll catch you guys next time.